Can you hear us, Bruce? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Perfect.
Hi, Bruce.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. It was two. I can send it tomorrow. My brain got killed by baseball and field hockey. There's a guy who bought Gary Rivers.
No, you think? Yeah. Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that?
Is she on Zoom?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Beth.
That's Beth?
Yes, he does have a permit.
I didn't know, you know his.
Yeah. And Beth.
Is
Oh,
it-
no, actually, they were reading my,
There we go.
it's all recorded. Don't worry.
Okay, so let's call the meeting to order and update the agenda. Nothing?
Oh,
You,
yes. I want to, I guess that would be under this here. Yeah. Okay. Joel,
He's not here.
No,
He's not
Not Joel.
here.
no.
Uh-huh.
2 months ago, we asked you to ask the lawyer.
Yep.
What his thoughts were of us finding Fortin, which we had voted on to
Mhm.
fine him $100 a day.
Yep.
Has he got back to you?
He has, but he is busy with other town things. That being said, he's willing to speak on it if need be. But
All I wanted was a yes or no answer from the guy.
I mean, the answer is yes, you can find him. The recommendation is no, you should not.
So what is his, what is what is getting me here? I shouldn't have to be, we need to change our agendas. Because when we ask a question and we get Noah, not Noah, but
Joel,
Joel or Mike or you, and we'll get back to you on this. And it goes on and on and on, and we don't get a response. And I'm getting tired of this.
okay.
I shouldn't have to keep asking every damn meeting, what is going on with this? What is going on with that? So I want you to be accountable, Joel.
My
that
name's
when we-
Noah.
It's no one.
Noah, that when we ask you to do something, that you keep looking into it and give us an update at every meeting
So-
until we get a damn answer.
So if you
So
want to
how
find him, you
long,
can
how
find him.
long have you had this answer from him?
What, 2 weeks?
And so my question to you is, I want to see when this email was sent to him with this question.
Okay.
I want you to be accountable when you ask the lawyer what we asked you to do. I want to see that from now on. I want to see the response and the date of the response from the email from him. And if this lawyer can't come up with a yes or no answer and explain to us, without having to pay money to have him explain it, he should have explained it to you so that we can make a judgment on that thing. Because as far as I'm concerned right now,
So
we voted to fine him $100 a day, and it's been a month. That's 30 days. Send him a bill for $3,000.
You got the minutes to that meeting? I
We-
want to know exactly what the,
I mean, this is 2 months ago.
oh, that was, I was zooming. Remember, I was all over.
yeah,
the
but who
place.
was doing the minutes?
I do all the minutes.
Yeah.
So when I'm not here, the minutes aren't taken.
So I'm just
Well, no.
getting tired of
I
this,
think-
Noah, when somebody, we asked Joel, how about the guy there with the garage that it's been since 2015 and he hadn't gotten a permit? And, oh gee, I, no answer. We don't get an answer from him. And then down the road, we asked him the last meeting, what's going on with this guy? Oh yeah, he's applied for the permit. I want to see the permit. I want to see the permit. I want to know if the assessor's been there to assess the property so that this guy pays taxes. 1, 2,
Where's,
3.
well, yeah, but Beth would have the permit.
But has a permit been turned in? Joel says he thinks it has. I want to see it.
Well, then you gotta ask Beth.
She's never here.
Well, she's not here
She's
today,
your
but
zoning
she's-
administrator.
But he should be able to answer those questions for us. He's
No.
here at every meeting.
no, the
I'm at
zoning
every meeting to
administrator,
take your notes,
That's right.
because nobody takes them.
it's zoning administrator. You would have to ask the zoning administrator,
if
because
that-
that's her job.
In fact, legally, I don't even have to come to these meetings. I could just not, and you guys would have to take your own minutes.
But
I'm happy to work with you,
when
but-
things drag and drag and drag, and I'm getting tired of it.
I
I'm
understand.
getting tired of having to ask the questions. How about the guy from Canada? Has the assessor been over there? We asked that question at the last meeting to send this guy a tax bill for 2023 for what he has gotten done.
Okay, we've told the lister.
Yeah?
I haven't met with the lister. Bill comes in on a, it's.
So
not a-
when are we going to hear from the lister?
I will invite him to our next meeting, of which he will send me a bill for.
That's fine. We
Okay.
need answers. I want to know when this guy's going to start paying
But
taxes.
hold up. If I'm talking to you and communicating this, right, that means no one's writing this down, right? Because I'm writing it down
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
So if you want me to participate in the meeting, I either need to be a participant or the minute taker. I cannot do both here for you. So which do you want?
Well, you've got time. We've got time. Take the minutes of the meeting and then get it. I want to know what's going on. I'm tired. I'm
Yeah, but
tired
then
of
why don't you
coming
Why
back.
don't you talk to the lister?
You can talk to him as much as I can. In fact, I've given you their number. Have you talked to him?
You haven't given me the number. You gave
I'll
Beth the
give-
number. You haven't given me the
I'll
number.
give you Bill's number and his email today. You'll have it. You can call him anytime you want.
So I need the lot number and I need what's going on with that guy.
Okay.
So that when I call
don't
the
have lot
lister-
number.
So when
where
I
are you
call
gonna
the
get that from?
lister, I can get the information to give to the lister.
Okay.
And then it's in the lister's lap. And if he doesn't want to do his job, we'll replace him. I mean, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of bringing stuff up at the meeting and that, well, we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you on this. And nobody gets back.
But, okay.
And
so
time goes
I-
on and
Mark-
time goes on and this guy's
Mark,
not paying taxes.
We're a small community. There are only a handful of us, and I apologize. There are some things that are much more pressing than talking to the lister, than talking to lot number. I've got things going on that you're not even aware of.
I realize
No,
that.
no, you don't, because you're.
I know
you're-
what's
no, no,
going
no,
on
no,
with the
no, no,
town.
no,
I
no,
know the
no.
lawsuit that's going on. I know all the stuff that you're handling and juggling.
But I'll
No,
tell you what,
you don't.
I'm happy to be replaced and have somebody else take care of
Don't
that.
throw that in my face.
But-
That's
but don't-
that's just an excuse.
So, so Mark, as we are members of a board, our job,
We
it's-
bring the stuff up,
right,
we're trying to get answers,
But-
but we never get the answers.
right, and that's why you have to, if you want an answer from the lister, then we do that. Or if you want something from the zoning administrator, we do that, not Noah. That's why we're a board. And as the chair, she could be the one to ask
So-
these
So
questions.
then, once every 3 or 4 months, the lister needs to come to our meetings.
That's up to you
So,
guys.
well, he
You know,
has
this is what
to.
We can.
Because we gotta find out if this guy is gonna be paying taxes this year. If this guy,
Why don't we just email him? Or do you want to have him come to a meeting every time?
every 3 months,
Every-
that's 4 times a year, that's not
Well,
unreasonable.
no, I get it, but I mean, if you want to know something right away, you don't want to wait 3 months. Well, maybe this is the time to email him, find out, then you have your answer. You're not going from you to him and him to him and him to, it's like straight up answer.
First of all, it shouldn't be my problem to do all this. We come to the meetings for a lousy $300 a year, not that I'm complaining about the amount, that's besides the point. And all the time we spend on this, and all the stuff that I'm doing, and overseeing this and overseeing that, then something's wrong with the setup that we have. How can we come up with a resolution to make this work better? That's what I want to know. How can we come up so that A, B, C, D,
Well, I
E is followed?
I think that the board has to step it up.
It-
That's all there is to it.
That's fine,
It
but
starts with the board. I mean,
Exactly.
So then we
the
should-
chair be
we
doing
Gotta
it.
step it up. I mean,
we need to come up with
No,
stuff.
we shouldn't have to ask Noah to find out from the lister or whatever, because that's just
I understand that now.
So
Okay.
just go directly.
That's
That's
fine.
our job. I know it's only $300 a year.
Well, that's not the point.
I get it.
I'm
I
just-
get
I'm
it.
just
I know,
making a
I know, I know that.
statement
But that's why we're here. Not just this, but if you want answers, go directly to the person that knows.
And I'm happy to give you the resources to do so, but I'm also not gonna do all the legwork for you either.
Well, exactly. And, you know, you go back to Joel. Joel's not on the planning board. He's,
No, no,
It's like,
I
you know, it's
I
like-
understand that.
you know, we ask him questions and whatever, but he's not. the
I mean,
one-
sometimes Joel says he's
But
gonna
he-
take
he
care of
has
it.
to do- He has to have an agenda.
I don't disagree with you that there should be accountability. I have no problem with that. But also keep in mind, Joel's 10 hours a week. That's all you get. So if he comes to this meeting and it takes 2 hours, that's 2 of his 10. That's it.
So he's not doing the other work.
Well, there's something wrong then. There's something wrong with
Well-
the system
Well,
that the
there's
town
something wrong
has.
because that's what the people voted on for him to have 10 hours a week.
I realize
So
that, but you
that's
know,
what we got.
things aren't getting done.
Well,
That's
exactly.
right.
Let's.
Things
no,
aren't getting done.
Exactly.
And we're not getting answers.
Right.
And time drags on.
Yep.
And those who are supposed to be paying taxes, you, me, her, Bruce, we're all carrying the load because these other people aren't paying their share.
I get it.
And that's what I'm getting upset about.
Well, I get it, but that, to me, I mean, I've always thought that's
So
why. we're
why
having a
do
vote.
we have a board if we don't have any authority?
You have authority. You can go and ask a lister. You can go ask the zoning administrator. What more authority do you want at that point?
No, I'll take the number of the lister too when you, after.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm
I
getting
get it.
frustrated.
Well, I get it, but you know, the thing is you can't,
And I'm not mad at him.
no, I know, but we
His
can't,
plate is
I know it is.
overflowing.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying, as a board, we need to do more, not depend on Noah or
Or
Joel
And-
or Mike.
and the
for that
guy from
matter. They
Canada-
have their jobs,
The guy from Canada now, his permit has run out.
yeah.
Mike
So-
is- Mike
so
is
he
a
needs-
board
he needs-
member. He can help us too with the.
Oh, that's right.
stuff.
I mean, the guy from Canada, his permit has run out. He needs to reapply and pay the fee again. If
Okay.
he's gonna drag this out and drag this
Alright.
out,
So
every
that's-
year, he has to reapply for a
So
damn
that's
permit.
something that we need to talk to Beth about.
That's right.
So,
So I'm just,
write it down.
I would get in touch with Beth by email or phone call.
I've tried calling her and she don't answer her phone.
Well, I'm just saying, instead of
And
waiting.
I'm not an email guy.
So
I'm sorry.
I will admit, she is great with email.
I'm not an email guy, so
I know, but this,
I'm 72 years old and I'm not gonna start learning now.
I'm 28 and I'm not a fan of having everything recorded, but this is what we gotta do. So I'm willing to adjust and work with people if they're willing to adjust and work with me. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. We're gonna have to work it out. Or maybe, Ann, you're really good with email, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we as a board,
Maybe it goes through the chair and.
I mean,
Ann can
when I asked you
communicate with
to,
that.
go and,
do that.
talk to the lawyer, is that our place to do that?
No, that would be mine.
Okay,
That is mine.
but I don't know
But-
this. I don't know, you know,
What about the
what
VLCT?
is the protocol when we have a problem?
We could call, I mean, would he have an answer by calling the VLCT on anything that if he had needed to?
They're more of a training resource for you. They probably couldn't,
Training a lot.
they could direct you in some things, but they can't, they will not give you definitive answers like our attorney, right? He would give you a definitive answer. This is what you should do.
I
VLCT
mean,
will kind of leave it in the air.
I'm
and
at
let
the
you
point
decide.
right now with Horton that we need to send him a bill for $3,000 and see what kind of a response we get from him for not applying for a permit after he's been told to
Okay,
apply
well, that's,
and we voted to do this.
that's.
I
that's
thought
up-
Beth was gonna do that anyway. Wasn't she gonna write up another letter? too?
She wrote up this letter here.
She is, but what we agreed to, right? Because if I send out this letter, just as is, which we could do, and you could make a motion and we could do,
We've already made the motion.
but it's about $800 to do it.
From
One
who?
letter.
Why?
Why? The board will send the
Oh,
letter.
Sorry, I'm thinking the whole letter that Beth was talking about. There's 2 different letters.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, the one to Thornton. Yeah, no, that's no problem.
Then we,
Beth
Is
can
that
do
the
that.
one that we want is the final or is she writing another one for Fortin?
I don't know. She would have to be here.
So who writes this letter and finding him?
Whatever.
Then Beth needs to be told this,
Well,
that we voted for this.
do we tell her?
I don't know.
That's us. We're the ones that.
Okay, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I don't want her to think I'm being pushy or.
I mean, that's the only way we're gonna get this guy to start moving, if we send him this letter that we're finding him. And then see what his response is going to be. Yes, I'll be in or immediately to put in a permit. Then if that's the case, then we'll forego some of the fine.
Okay,
But
Richard.
not all of it.
Gordon, Letter ready to
I'm
send.
telling you right now, I'm getting fed up with this.
Okay, what's the other thing you want to know? The lister?
What did you just?
I
about
said the
Richard-
Richard Fortin letter ready to send to Beth
With a bill, I guess.
The bill.
with the bill.
Right.
Ooh. Are you saying $100 a
A
day?
day, and it's been over a month. So it's 30 days times
So you're
100,
gonna
that's
say-
$3,000.
All right, I'll tell her that. Okay.
So the only thing that the attorney will tell you, right, is that there's no precedent. VLCT will tell you the same thing. The way I always go about when I have to work with attorneys is I go through VLCT and I talk to their attorneys first, right? Instead of ours, because we pay.
I have a hard time, Noah, to believe that Burlington, Winooski, and all them places find people all the time and they pay their fines.
Mark, we gotta let him finish. Just at the floor.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that you have to take this and be willing to go in front of a judge, and the person who's gonna do that is gonna be me. So if you can prove precedent, if you can do this, which it's possible, you might be able to do it, right? And you can find him, you made a motion, you agreed on it, and the attorney says, yeah, you can find him. But the attorney is also gonna say, Noah, you and I might have to go to court, and the attorney might represent the town, right?
It
Which
is-
is fine.
It
That's
is what
fine.
it is.
Okay,
But what may happen is the judge will say, was there precedent? Has this ever been done before? The answer, we know.
I have a hard time, Noah, believing that this has never been done before. I
Not
have a
in-
hard
not in
time,
town.
Yeah,
not in this town,
right.
but it's
That's the
been
point.
done in the state.
That's what he's saying. He's saying this town.
Yeah.
This town, in the state, it's been done, but you either, that's the issue with zoning. You either go all in and do it right, or you don't go all in at all. That's the issue with it. You guys are in the middle.
You set a precedent with a guy there, we made him tear down half his house.
You did.
Okay, so now we have to
So there's
step
one
up now
precedent.
and do the same thing with this guy.
As long as we can prove that the board is consistent, that the town is consistent, then yeah.
We have to be
then we-
consistent.
Then we can certainly.
Why do we have these rules if we're not enforcing them? But the people
Don't
turning
disagree.
around and want us to follow the rules, why don't they have to come up to the plate and follow the rules also?
I don't disagree.
Okay, that's my thing. Why are we here? Why are we here as a board if we don't start pushing this attitude of the 1940s, 50s, and 60s is done. That's all gone by the wayside. If we don't start coming up to the plate and bat the ball, then we are going to go look like fools in front of all these people that are coming from down country and shit all over us. I'm sorry to use that language, but this is
Yeah,
how
you're
I
being
feel.
recorded.
I don't care. This is how I feel. And we have to start putting our foot down and do it the right way, or then there's no sense in us being here.
Don't disagree. You
Yeah.
do it right or you don't do it at all.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so there's really just two things, Richard Fortin and the lister, right? The
And the
lister
lister also needs to go to see this guy from Canada and assess his
of
place
Canada.
and start billing him for what completion he has done. Because if this thing drags out for 10 years, he doesn't pay a cent of tax. That's not fair for everybody in this room that is paying taxes.
Agreed.
So he.
I'm sorry to be a
maybe another
Pain in the
permit.
ass, but the days of being contrite and twiddle our thumbs and, oh gee, I don't know if we can do this. I
Well,
mean,
you don't wanna
those
get
days are
sued either.
gone. Everybody has to pay what's due, or this town is gonna fall behind.
Okay.
Okay, I'm all done. Sorry to be so boisterous, but I'm getting very frustrated. And it's like, we keep talking about, we're hashing the same crap all the time and nothing's getting done.
Okay, well, so now we know what our job is, okay?
Yes.
Noah does not have to do anything
Okay,
unless we
okay.
need a lawyer.
I don't have to bother Noah with anything
Exactly.
anymore.
You got a lister and you have a zoning administrator, and that's who your questions go to.
Okay,
All right, so we're all done
so
here?
now we have A and B, and then C is the next step.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead, you're the.
I better have an answer by the next
I'm sorry to
meeting.
be like this, but we have to start
No, it's true.
doing what we're
No,
supposed to do.
Exactly, and we cannot depend on Noah to do this stuff. This is why we're here.
That's right.
So, okay.
Thank you very much for let me vent.
Mhm. So public comment,
Oh.
Bruce, do you have anything for us? Public
No,
comment?
I think I'm all set now.
Don't start
I'm all cleared up.
Good deal. Glad to hear it.
Well, Bruce, you attend all these meetings. What's your contention?
Don't bring it up. That's enough. We're done.
No, I just,
Done.
he's a third party. I just want to see what he feels about this.
I got about 5 or 10 minutes. I can entertain you. But don't the listers prorate the taxes on these properties as they're constructed?
No,
That's
it's never been done. It's not, that's my contention. This has never been done. Should be prorated, should be paying a certain amount of tax for every year that goes by, and he reapplies for the permit, and it drags, and before you know it, he'll eventually have a roof on it, and then
think?
and then maybe some windows in the door. And in the meantime, he's gonna pay $500, $800, $1,000 for taxes for something that's not done. Maybe that'll get his fingers out of his rear end to finish the damn job.
No, say if I finish it, I'll have to pay more. Gonna leave it the way it is. Not like he needs it. You got campers there, you got
Oh.
tents.
What was the street by JP's that the guy that had that place up forever? What's the street? Newberry? No, it starts with-
Newark Road? What?
Newark. Okay, I couldn't remember Newark.
Oh, yeah, that was,
We still want to know about that one
I
too.
still wanna know.
Gary Hadlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna know.
What was his name?
It's Gary Hadlock. Is that the one that, yeah, and he says.
Hadlock?
he doesn't
In
care.
2015, he built this big humongous building and hasn't been paying any taxes on it.
No, this one here is being built.
Oh, no, this was before.
This is on Davis Lane. I just heard that one today. And he's, yeah,
Yeah.
he's right on the move. And now he doesn't have a permit, right? No.
Then their letter should be sent to him.
Well, yeah.
That's Beth. That's
And-
Beth again.
And I think,
If Beth was here. we
talking
could have
about that
some
today.
rain.
Then
So-
Beth needs to be notified to send a letter to him for every day he doesn't apply for the permit. It's $100 a day.
somebody was talking about that today. And he says, I don't care. Yes, it was Kathy Nelson.
Oh.
Yeah, because she lives
Sounds
right there,
familiar.
yeah. And because she wanted to know if you got a permit, she says, and he doesn't have a permit, and she said that he's basically on the road,
Oh,
Where does he live?
Davis Lane.
Where's that by?
You're going up Newark Road and you take a left,
Up in Newark.
he's
okay.
like way down there.
No, I'm-
She says if it falls, it's landing in the road. Well,
Then the setback isn't right.
well, no kidding, but he doesn't have a permit. Who was supposed to know that he was being built? So that's why now we know. So we need to
So-
tell Beth.
So Beth needs to be
It's
told.
Gary Hadlock on Davis Lane.
On Newark Road and Davis?
No, just Davis Lane.
Okay.
It's off of Newark Road, but she'll probably know where it is.
Yeah, well, a letter should be sent to him that he needs to
Yeah.
apply for a
I
permit
don't think she knew until Kathy came.
and all.
No, actually Kathy was calling Beth today. That's right. So,
But the
But now the board has said that she needs to do something.
right, if Kathy got a hold of her, but maybe we should make sure that she.
We should make sure that it's being done.
Okay, but the other question, Jeannie, was for the Newark Road with the big thing there, that isn't the same guy, Gary Headlock?
No,
I don't think so.
Joel knows the guy's name and I
It's been a
don't,
long time. This
Yeah.
guy is just building it
Okay,
now.
this is a different one for Gary Headlock.
but the one that Joel had is 2015 and hadn't paid anything since he built it,
All right,
just property taxes.
all right, well.
Has
So
she
we
been
need-
working on that one,
Who?
Beth?
Which one?
The one that you're talking about?
Newark Road?
Newark Road.
So Joel needs to be called, or Beth needs to call Joel about the name of the guy that built that garage in 2015, that 30 by 50 or 60 feet long garage.
Yeah,
And Joel said that the guy had applied for a permit. Well, I haven't seen it, and I want to see it.
okay.
I want to see a copy of the permit from Beth. I want to know what's going on.
How
with
long?
that.
Yeah, but when did he apply for a permit?
I don't know. Joel couldn't remember.
So I have a question for you guys. You guys seem to have a lot of questions about permits, right?
Hmm.
Which that's all well and good. Are permits ever presented? Have they ever been presented to the
No.
board? So in general, I guess this is where I'm thinking how this could help piece some of these questions that you have together is that every time the zoning administrator comes, right, and to help Beth as well, she comes with the permits.
That would be great.
Which might include some of her notes regarding on the zoning administrator update and for each permit to answer your guys' questions. But I think if you're missing the permits, we're missing, it doesn't answer our questions.
Just like the same thing now, the people who bought that place there behind Richard Gervais up in the woods there.
Yep.
It shows on her tax bill property, but the assessor did go and the update on the assessor's part for the town never brought it up so that she has two listings on the bill, property and building. So she thinks everything's hunky-dory. I said, well, wouldn't you like to know that what your building is assessed for? So that now the $45,000 assessment that you have, some of that is for the building. And the assessor said that on the listing, but it's never been put on the tax bill itself. So where are we on that? Is that going to be corrected by the assessor? He did his job. He did put it on there, but that's as far as it went. And I found the mistake. Where is it now? Who is taking care of making that correction? Whose responsibility is to make that correction on her tax bill?
Well, the lister is the one that appraises it,
He
right?
did.
Yeah.
He appraised it and they had the building and the land, but
Oh,
it never, because
oh,
what
they put it all together.
that's right. He put it all together. But he listed it on the bill that this needed to be done. And it's never been done. So somebody here at City Hall must be responsible for that. Who's responsible for that?
Teresa.
The lister, I saw the lister's thing.
Yeah.
I saw it. He had so much for land and so much for building, but it's not on her tax bill.
Yeah, that would be Teresa.
Okay.
We would let Teresa know and we'd have to make an adjustment.
So do I let her know or is it?
Mhm.
Okay, so wait a minute about Teresa. Oh my God, I got a big list here now. Teresa for,
I don't know the person's name.
I don't know.
They're from
Land-
Connecticut.
Land behind Richard Gervais.
Yeah, you could say that.
See,
Land
what
behind
had
Richard David.
happened
She'll know.
is the guy who owned that land
Richard David.
had a lot number for all the acreage.
Incorrect tax bill.
Then it got subdivided.
Hmm.
So the lot that had the original ID number, lot number,
Mhm.
it didn't stay with it. They gave all new lot numbers for the whole thing.
Oh.
So that's how it got tucked away
Mhm.
and it never got corrected. So yes, the guy who built it originally did get a permit.
Yep.
Yes, it was taxed, but on her bill that she gets now, it only shows land. It doesn't show land and building. So
Okay.
that needs to be corrected. And I saw the listers, she's got the name. I gave her the name of the
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
And it hasn't been separated.
so that's. the
Could
one
it,
that-
so could she, when was that?
2 weeks ago,
Oh,
3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So where are we at with that? Has that been done?
So we
That's
would talk to
Teresa.
Teresa.
Yep.
And then Teresa, most likely, if it's incorrect, she might have to talk to the state to get a new letter. That way it could properly be listed and sent out again. But I do agree, you gotta,
It's a mistake that should be
Yeah.
corrected.
well, and I agree, if we don't, if we don't correct it now, then by the
It
end of the
never
year,
will. It
we've
never
lost
will.
it, if
Yep.
we don't do it now, yeah.
And then every time they try to sell it,
Yeah.
they're gonna question, well, how come the building isn't on the taxes? I mean, it's just confusion upon, it just
Right,
keeps rolling over and rolling over. So that needs to be taken care of.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Ugh.
God.
Okay, so,
Stressed out.
so the next one is the all hazards mitigation plan update.
Yep, so I've been tearing that apart. Joel, I've asked Joel to do it and I've asked Mike to do it. It looks like, I looked at the plan, it looks like something off the shelf. Which that's not inherently bad, but when I'm reading it and I see that it says like Lindenville Rescue. I
Come
have a
on,
problem with that.
Yeah, really.
So
why are we paying this guy to do this if he's not gonna
Larry,
do it right?
because
right?
we got a grant and the town can't do it. Apparently, we're not allowed to. Well, we could do our own, but we'd have to give the grant money back. So anywho, we're working with him to make sure he's corrected everything and he will work to correct it until everything that we want is in this
Okay.
updated plan. So just so you're aware, we're
I'm
holding
glad,
him
I'm
to
glad you,
task.
I'm glad you caught that.
So
But he's still working on it. He's
He
and Mike
will
and
continue.
Joel.
yep, we're all reading it through to make sure it's accurate and then telling them our changes. and
So
then
how
he's gonna
long
do-
will it be before we see the end result?
He said the end of the summer.
He said the end of the summer. I preface that. The reason I preface that is because how this works is he's gonna have to submit it to us. I'm gonna bring it to the board meeting again. I will probably already reviewed it. You guys will review it, give that a week or two. And then from there, if there's any other changes, he'll have to go back and address that.
So technically then, and like I like to see A, B, C, D, E,
Mhm.
then this hazardous mitigation pamphlet that he's making should be on agenda every day to keep reminding us.
We mean every week. He
Every
does.
week.
He does.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it should always be there
It always
until
has
this,
been.
Yeah.
until this thing is put to bed.
Oh, well, of
So it has
course.
Okay.
been.
It always
I
has.
know,
been.
but
It's always been.
that's how things should be, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
So now we have an update.
yeah,
We're
Yep.
good.
Yep.
And we're holding him to task until it's done right. And then just so you're aware of the process, after we've done all our review.
Yep.
We give it to VEMA, Vermont Emergency Management Agency. They're gonna look at it and compare it with the FEMA guidelines. They're gonna come back to us 9 times out of 10 and say, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, fix it. He's gonna continue to work with us until it's all right and properly submitted. So that's his goal.
Yep.
Right? So he'll continue that. So we might still get one revision after we've done our own from the state that says, no, fix it, which is fine. And then he'll do it one last
Yep.
time and it'll be put to bed.
Still the same time frame, you think, or later, fall maybe?
I would say beginning of fall, just
Yeah.
to be reasonable.
that's not unreasonable, really, for everybody that has to look at it.
Yeah.
And he's still getting paid by the grant for
Yes.
continuing to do all the other work?
He was paid $8,400.
Okay, and he's
So-
gonna finish it.
Oh, yes, that's part of the contract.
Okay.
Yes, he will work until it is done right.
Okay.
Okay,
And Paul's great. He's gonna add the stuff about the trains as well
but that's good,
and adding all that. So he's
Yeah.
taking our recommendations. So
because we did bring that issue up.
we did. Yep.
Is his
It-
name
it
Paul
is
or
a-
Larry?
Paul.
Oh,
Paul
who was
Luciano.
Larry, the guy,
The
the,
lister. Wasn't
Oh.
Larry the lister?
oh,
Nope.
Well,
Bill Krajewski is our lister. Larry Labor, not Larry
no,
Labor.
not Larry, he's the representative.
Yeah. There's another Larry and I work with him and he's our VOSHA guy.
Okay, because we got emails from him and he had, I remember this guy, Larry, I got an email from Larry updating me on something. I thought it was the all hazard mitigation plan though. It was never a Larry?
Nope.
Okay, well,
Always been a Paul,
okay, I got Paul now.
unless he changed his name.
Okay. Yeah, any other discussion here? We're good?
No, that just, we just talked about
Mhm.
on the agenda then, when we ask for something and we're gonna get an answer down the road, it should be on the agenda. Like if we're gonna ask Beth to do something, the following week, that should be on the agenda to remind us that this needs to be talked about again until we get an answer from Beth. Or until we get an answer from the lister. This should, every week, the thing rolls over every week. And that way we don't forget things and things don't get put on the back
Well, that would
burner.
probably go
everybody
under
forgets.
the zoning administrator
report.
report.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I have my
Like,
question.
Little subtitles under the report, we should have little A, B, C, D.
I don't know. I mean, I think it should be up to you to remind yourself what you want to ask. Like when I see something that maybe need a permit, I
But it's
try to
very
do my
easy.
research.
We come to meetings and we're here a couple hours and then we forget what we talked about. And the next thing you know, a month has gone by and then, oh, by the way, I mean, I don't want this to happen. I want, if Beth has a job to do, then if we ask her to do something, The following week, we should have a report from her, what she's done about A, B, C, D.
I think she does pretty.
No, she's doing good,
Yeah,
but I
I
mean,
think-
I just, that, we should set up a protocol, and that's the way it should work.
Well,
What do
I
you
don't know,
think,
you
Noah?
want to do an ABC? I just feel that
Oh,
when
1,
I,
2, 3, 4.
but under each thing like that, an agenda, it's kind of just like the way we have it.
No, because we forget things. When we have something under the agenda, like, if we ask Beth, like, you're gonna be asking Beth to do a number of things.
Yeah,
That should be under her report. We've asked her these number of things, and then it should be brought up at the next meeting. What'd you do about this? What'd you do about that?
It gets a little,
So,
No, I don't think so.
so what I personally do, and this is just for me, you know, and anybody's always welcome to look at this, right? It's just my meeting notebook. Every meeting I have, I write in the day of the meeting, what was discussed, and the reason I like this is because it also asks for action items, right? Who's responsible for those action items. So that way, when I get to my next meeting, I can flip back and say, oh crap, that was me. Or I can say, oh, wait a minute, did so-and-so follow up with that? And I personally like having this. What you could do at the bottom of an agenda, and I've seen it done for some places, is they add in action items at the bottom.
That's great. I like that.
And what you do is you put a due date to it, or a potential date, right? A time frame of some nature, to go along with it. Like, right, so I gave you an update on Paul. The next update I should have is, okay, we've reviewed it. We've given our feedback to Paul. He is now working on it. And in 2 to 3 weeks, he should have an answer for me.
Well, that's good then.
but you might not have an answer at the next meeting.
Correct, but it's still an update and it's
Yeah.
still something, and that
And
way
it's
you guys
still-
can track it.
And then it's still on the paperwork, the following meeting on these action things and that whether or not they've been addressed.
Right.
Once they're addressed, that action line goes away.
Mhm.
That's right.
You know what I'm getting at?
Yes, so it's after the adjourn, you're gonna do the actions thing.
I can include something in here that includes action items. I'll look at a couple
Yeah.
different agenda versions. and
Don't you
see
think
what
that's a
they
good
do.
idea?
I think it's a good idea. I use one for myself. As a project manager, I use what they call Asana. And that's how I manage every single task I have to do for the entire town.
Yep.
If I didn't have it, I'd lose my mind. Because I wouldn't know what I'm supposed to do, when I'm supposed to do it, or who's
know.
responsible. So,
But that's good because then the following 2 weeks from now, we can say, Beth, you got these action items here. What happened with this and this and this? And then when we make a motion to accept the thing, we can say items 1, 3, 4, and 5 don't need to be there anymore because they've been addressed.
right, and
There you go.
I also kind of like that because, for example, say Beth's not here, right? And you need her to do something, right? Well, she can go to the agenda, she can see what it is. Oh, I need to get that done.
Okay, I agree.
Or even the chair can say, hey, Beth, we talked about you today and there's some things we need you to do. Could you just look at the agenda? Or I'll email it to you or what have you. And then she knows what to do and it's clear.
Like you're gonna be making out the report, the agenda for tonight. You can send it to her and under her stuff, she has these action items that she needs to take care of. I like that.
Yep.
I like
Or
that.
am I
Then
gonna-
I share.
we still have to call.
I'm still gonna call her.
No, but I'm just saying, this gives her
That's-
a reminder of
Yeah.
what she needs to do.
Right.
I mean,
So-
I think that's only fair.
And then now you and I will, every week, we'll have to remind each other on this, you know, hey, what are the action items you need me to put on the agenda?
Okay,
I like that. Don't you?
I think it's
because
good.
when you text me and say, do you want anything?
I'm just
on the
trying to
agenda,
clean
just
this
remind
act
you.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure the school board does something similar to this.
Oh, no, well, not while I was there anyways. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
when they have all these things that they're voting on, how the hell do they remember what they voted on and when it was supposed to, when the action was supposed to take place? And if the action's been done, do they do that?
Okay, the school board is, they vote, it's because it's a supervisory and they just, all the schools are voting it. The only thing is if it's concerning the school, our school alone. Otherwise than that, if there's nothing going on over there, then they're just voting on, oh, trust me, it's the most boring meeting ever. Mm,
See, I bring some zippity doo dah to our meetings. Bruce, you're not laughing. How come you're not laughing, Bruce?
I'm cool. Don't feel coerced here.
Okay, so actually, we're done with that now.
Yep.
We don't have the downtown update. That's,
Got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike,
Because
okay.
Mike was going to be gone, he provided me with the
Oh,
update.
Oh, good.
sorry.
So the update is actually pretty plain and simple. Unfortunately, Mike has been working on this thing this entire time. And the state just came out with a new law and said, now you don't have to do it. We're just gonna waive it. And you'll get the new downtown designation every single year without having to apply.
In,
You're kidding.
Nope.
is it money?
It can lead to money, yes. But typically you have to fill out you have to fill out all this paperwork. You have to show what you're going to do next for your downtown revitalization or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
the report that we usually give them every year.
Yeah. So instead of having to do that now, it's just, oh, we're gonna give it to you now.
Oh, for crying out loud.
So unfortunately, he's been working on something and now he doesn't have to, which I guess that's good.
Yep.
Well, it gives them a chance to look at grants,
Yes.
which we desperately need.
Yep. So we're done with that. And next one is the zoning bylaw review. We do have anything on that?
Joel, I spoke to Joel today and he asked me if you guys had anything regarding signs that you wanted to bring up or anything you need him to research.
Well, it was I looked at it again today and it's just, I don't know, there's certain things that we already talked about at one point. But we never made a motion or anything on it, like we talked about the fees.
I mean, this is signage that the select board has to vote on. Yeah, we can bring up a sign, but they have to vote on.
It's all in your bylaws.
Yeah.
It's on page 20.
So you guys would ratify the bylaws and they would approve it.
Well, there was just some things about whether we were gonna charge a fee, like, that's not the one. I have another one. I wrote down the signs, I guess the widths, 2x3s for 6 square foot, I think that's gonna stay the same.
Understanding some fashion, so involving.
Yeah.
It's on, mine's on 23, and I've got the highlighted,
What do you got on page 23?
yeah,
What do you, what's highlighted?
I don't know. What I got.
I do like your idea about the,
Signage.
yes.
This thing, that signs may be illuminated by steady light, provided that such lighting will not illuminate or reflect onto other properties or into traffic. No more than 2 illuminated signs per property are allowed.
That's not unreasonable.
No, oh, hell no. I was thinking 1.
I just don't want to happen what happened at the dollar store.
Exactly.
They have a lighted sign on the building. They didn't need that pole
Of
mounted
course not.
sign.
No, I know.
It wasn't.
That should have never have gone by.
Well, because at the time, we didn't have that in.
That's correct.
So
Yeah.
that's why. And then the first one they put up was actually bigger. And then did comply with the 32 square foot.
Which is a
When
good
they-
size sign.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
how many signs do you need? You're here.
Well, didn't even the DRB have to go out there? Because I remember Pete saying.
Oh,
that they
sure.
Didn't want even that sign up, the little one, and for some reason they put the little one. up.
Well, I think because
We took down.
it wasn't
Not-
in here. It didn't say how many signs. I don't think there was any. Is it?
I think the square footage it should read maximum of so many square feet. So if they want to waste all their square footage on one sign, that's fine and dandy. Like at the dollar store, they could have one here and one over here, as long as both signs together
Yes.
don't go over the allotted square footage of signage. You know what I'm getting at?
Right.
So there isn't really anything here that says how many signs you're limited to. Only says illuminated ones, not regular signs. Is it? Am I missing that?
Oh,
Where are you?
so how about that's all these flying banners with
Oh, well.
How does this come, how do they come up into the signage thing? Where you've got this man with a air there that's blowing his arms all over the place. I
Well,
mean,
those kind of,
Those aren't,
I'm
even-
not
I've never
good.
seen them here yet.
not yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, the Irving had something like that a while. Maybe not the guy, but,
Yeah.
so
What do you want, Jeannie?
I'm on page 23 of 55.
All right.
So I'm just reading this and there's no, I mean, maybe I'm not reading it right, but
Page 23?
23 of 55. I don't know.
That's on page 22.
Oh, yours is on 22?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, illumination signs are allowed. No more than 2 illuminated signs per property are allowed.
but see, it doesn't say how many signs are allowed on a building or at a business.
Freestanding signs, now that would be a sign on a pole,
That's right.
are limited to 1 per property, should
Right.
not exceed 32 square feet.
No more than 2 illuminated signs, but it doesn't say anything about how many signs you can, regular signs you can have. Does it? I mean, I'm not
No,
seeing,
but we should be limiting the number of square foot. That's where the number of square feet for the signage comes into play. So if they're allowed 2 illuminated signs, no more than 2 illuminated signs for a total of 64 square feet.
I get, I get that, but it's, what if somebody who just wants a regular sign? And they
Then-
want 3 of them. This does not say that you can't have 3 signs.
Because you are limited to 1 per property.
Where does it say that?
That's the freestanding ones.
That's the freestanding. And it's,
Are you thinking pole mounted?
no, well, he does, freestanding signs are limited to 1 per property. But what about signs on a,
Oh, signs on the face of the building or at an angle shall be not more than 20 square feet.
right,
One sign,
but it doesn't say that.
but it should.
How many square feet?
20 square feet.
Where is it?
Number 9.
That would be 2 by 10.
Signs on the face of the building in English on the, okay, so, but how many do we allow? What if they put 4 up there?
Shouldn't we add
Eliminate.
right there?
That's what I'm saying, so we need to put that in there.
Signs on the face of the building should not be more than 20 square feet per sign, no more than 2.
Right,
That's fair.
that's right.
So signs on the face of the building shall be not more than 20 square feet per sign, limit of 2 signs.
Mhm.
That's number 9, signs on the
Yeah.
face of the building.
Correct.
Okay.
And then we have the, okay, the,
And at an angle means one that's hanging right off the building with, that's what they mean by at an angle.
okay, so what about the ones right on the wall?
Well, that would be the same. On the
So
face
of the building or at an angle, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or at an angle.
Yep, okay,
So that takes care of those 2 styles
Yep.
of signs.
Okay, so what was the other one that we were talking about? The,
The freestanding signs, which is what they have over here at the, shall not
Okay.
exceed 32 square feet. So
Yeah.
do we want,
so,
if they've got 2 signs that are illuminated, they don't need
yeah, and really, they don't need this, they got away with it or whatever, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't have more than 2 signs. I don't care if it's freestanding or on the building or wherever. You don't
Yeah,
need
right.
that many signs. I mean, we're
so you're
a
still.
little
Okay, so
downtown.
then, so if you're gonna say signs are face of the building shall not be more than 20 square feet
Per sign.
per sign, no more than 2.
2, right.
That's right.
If you put a freestanding sign, then you have,
At-
You have to eliminate one of your signs.
that is correct,
No more than 2 signs on the property.
on the property at 20
No
square
more than
feet,
2.
on the property. So it doesn't matter if it's on the building
The property.
Yeah.
or a pole,
Right.
you can only have 2.
So a 20 square foot,
That's not very big.
it's not very big.
It's 10 times 10 is 100 square feet.
Yeah, 20. Really?
So 2 by 5 would
4
be
by 5.
4 by 5, that's right. A 4-foot by 5-foot sign
Is 20.
is 20 square feet.
Oh, that's big enough.
It's big enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's plenty.
Okay, so
But we should say
we
in,
have per sign, no more than 2 signs on the property.
on the property.
That's right.
So if they want to put one lit sign on the building
Mhm,
and one on a pole,
mhm.
they can, as long as they don't go over the signage,
That's 2 signs,
which are not more than 20 square feet,
right?
And so when you go,
Well, the one freestanding.
yeah,
can be.
what about that one now?
20 square feet,
You have 32
And
square.
we get
feet.
32.
should be 20. 4x5, that's a big enough sign.
Yep.
How big of a sign do you need? A McDonald's sign?
How big's my sign?
Your
Your grandfather,
grandfather.
but I'm just saying in the future.
So are we
Okay.
really gonna change that?
I mean, between you, me and the fence,
No, well, I'm
I don't see any more poles being put up because the lot sizes.
Well, yeah, I know,
Big
I
enough.
did, right, I don't even, they wanted me to put one of those when we built the store, I'm like, I'm not putting that, and then have to change those damn letters, hell no. But, okay, so we do that, but what about,
Are you good with, you're gonna
No.
say that? You're gonna change that
I'm just,
to 20 square feet?
I'm just wondering, like, this,
And
okay.
signs on the
sign-
face of the building, including
How big is that A sign that I have at my store?
10 feet. I don't know, ACE.
I should know, but
I don't
I
know.
bought it.
Maybe 4 feet? Oh,
I think it's
If-
30, I know it's 36
Let's
inches
put
tall.
it This way, if they ever wanted to
36
put a
agree.
bigger sign, they can go to the DRB
Yeah,
and ask for an exception.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with that.
oh, yeah,
You?
no,
I mean, we're just regulating it. If they want to get a bigger sign,
right,
they don't want to put the sign on a pole, but they want a bigger sign in their building, go to the DRB.
that's right.
Pay the 175, go to the DRB and let them decide.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
I think that's a good option.
Signs on the face of the building or on a pole shall not be more than 20 square feet each and a limiting of 2 signs.
Mhm.
That's how it should read.
Mhm.
So they got their 2 signs.
Yep,
If they want to eliminate the pole one and they want to put a bigger sign on their building, fine and dandy, go to the DRB.
all right,
A lot of towns don't even let you have illuminated signs anymore. They have to be externally lit. They want this quaint
Mhm.
downtown effect like it was years ago. To get rid of these gaudy signs like Las Vegas.
Now Maine has a lot of those.
Yes,
So the other one, and I think I have 2 different things here. One thing that we had was, were we gonna charge a fee?
for the sign,
Yeah, if they wanted, so.
they
it
need a
says-
separate permit.
Well,
The sign permit
yeah, but I think we
is
had,
separate from the building permit. If they're building a new building, they got a permit for the building. They also have
Yeah.
to apply for a sign permit.
right, but we were in discussion of, are we gonna make them pay $100 to get a permit for a sign?
Yes,
Because we had,
$175.
because we had decided, I
Which
thought
is
at one
nothing.
point
When
that
when
we,
you're spending $1 million to build a store,
okay, no, I was just thinking-
$175 for a sign is peanuts.
all right, so you're saying,
oh, not to worry about anybody building. no-
But I'm just
I'm gonna
saying,
have to move out of item 5. No, okay, so that was the question is, what was gonna be our fee?
$175 for the permit,
Why,
sign permit.
I know, I have a hard time for that.
I do too.
Go get a sign permit someplace
So what-
else and find out
okay,
what
so-
you really pay.
So when you're saying what is our fee, are you talking about every time they put like a sign up that's a 4x5? That's $175?
What do you mean?
Well,
How many
what if they go
how
to the
many
permit?
times are they gonna put up a sign?
Well, they could put up to 2 signs on the property, so.
So that permit will take care of
both.
both signs.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes me feel better.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying,
No, I just think that. seems
you
like
got a permit for the building and the signage is a separate permit. That's the way it is everywhere else.
So just so I'm clear, we need to make a new permit. That sounds.
I know,
No, you can get a building permit and just put
Well-
sign. But they
Okay.
need a separate permit.
well, then if you're putting it on the same permit, then they don't have to pay another one because
Yes, they
it's not,
do.
Because it's on
The
the.
sign is a separate permit.
Well, you just said it was gonna be on the
And
same one.
it'll be right there in this thing that a separate permit is required for signs.
Yeah, but you just said you were gonna put it on the regular permit.
Can use the same permit form, but they have to get another permit.
Okay.
So that, because we didn't have any of this in place, like when the Yellow Deli.
That's
did,
fine.
They put all those signs up, that would have been something that you could have charged them for putting all those
That's right.
signs up.
Yep.
Or at least 175, if that was it,
The one
for
seventy.
all of them.
For all of them.
But they were only supposed to have 2 signs, right?
Yeah,
And now they probably have about 4.
Well, that's
there.
our fault for not getting this done.
yeah,
Okay. So,
but they're little signs.
Yeah.
yeah, they're little,
And they look very nice.
yeah,
yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
So are we voting on this with just the 3 of
Yeah.
us here too now?
I
right
make
now?
a motion that we have a separate sign permit. So let's say Hobo sells. So now he's not grandfathered anymore. The new person's buying the business. Gonna put up a new sign,
A different
and he
sign?
has to follow the rules that are in
What
here.
if they keep the sign?
Yes. Instead of
They're gonna change the face, aren't they?
maybe.
Maybe,
It's a new sign. It's a new sign.
okay,
$175
No,
permit
So what if they use the same sign?
yeah,
with the same name.
Yeah,
Fine,
then they don't have to pay.
that's right.
And like Kingdom Grill, are they changing their name? You don't know?
they're
So that would
not
be-
even, I don't
that
even know
would
when
be
they're
another one.
opening or if
So
they're,
they actually have to come in and get the permit and discuss these things with us.
That's
like
right.
that Say, I'm gonna put up a sign like they put the sheds up in garages and then, oh, we need a permit. You know, that kills me. But so they know enough to come in and know the rules and signs. Yeah, I
well, we
know.
don't know.
Well,
No.
Well, any outside business that comes in knows what they
Yeah,
face
that's probably,
everywhere
yeah.
else, so they know to ask these questions.
Well, yeah, well, no,
But-
they don't, because obviously you see
Oh, a
what's
lot of
going
people,
on.
but they think we're,
I would argue that once we go through this bylaw stuff one time, we get it ratified and we get it to the attorney and we go through the select board and it's approved. You guys look at it every year just for minor updates.
Yep.
And if you're doing that and we've got it posted and it seldom changes a ton, then I totally agree with you. There's no excuse. But since there's nothing really there,
Yep.
it does give people kind of an excuse to say, well, I didn't know. And it makes it harder for Beth to enforce what we want too.
Right.
So I think by getting this done, it'll
Yeah.
help everyone.
I think, this is my feeling. You have permits for residential. But when it comes to commercial, technically, we should have a different permit application.
You could.
That's how most towns, fairly good sized town, this is what they do. You have a residential permit to build a house, blah, 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 blah. Then it's a commercial now. So now they're impacting our Main Street. There's a separate permit and probably with a lot more questions. So that you put on there signage.
Right.
Signage, separate permit must be applied.
So, and I get it, and there's probably the reason that we don't have that is I'm not seeing too many businesses.
No.
town.
But if you don't do it, then you lose out.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then there's no excuse.
yeah.
So you were in the middle of making a motion. Did you want to finish it?
For your signs.
Oh,
For
the changes
amount,
that
the
we just
fee,
made.
The fee too.
Oh, the fee. Make a motion that we have a separate permit application using the same permit application that we have, except it's gonna be for signage. And it says $175.
Okay, so let me go back on that first. So what about the little home occupation?
I know, I was reading that.
Their
But I-
signs aren't costing $175.
This is why I mentioned maybe a separate permit. Because you might have, your little.
Commercial fees and residential fees.
Okay.
Commercial,
Because I'm thinking of like the little craft shop.
Yeah.
You know, she's got this little sign. I mean, she made it herself. I mean,
the only thing where I came from, I know I bring this up sometimes, but in Berlin, they have a commercial signage permit.
Yeah.
Bingo. The small stuff, the only thing that they pass as a city ordinance is they stop people and find them also. after it was in the paper for about a month,
Mhm.
to stop stapling these signs for
Tag sales.
tag
Oh.
sales and yard sales and all this and that, because the utility companies don't want all these staples in their poles. Because when they go up and climb it by hand,
Yeah.
it ruins their gaffs and their things, and you know, these things are like $300 a gaff.
Mhm.
So they've stopped that, the town had to pass this ordinance to stop people from putting yard sale, because they never go back and take them
That's right.
down.
Right.
And the next thing you know, you got a million staples in a telephone pole and it looks like crap.
That's right.
I read somewhere, and I don't know where I read it because I've been reading, that if you put like a tag sale sign up, I think you have 2 weeks. You can keep it up for 2 weeks and then take it down unless you're having. a
That's
continuous-
part of the town ordinance or city ordinance. That's
Yeah.
not a state law.
No, I didn't mean a state law, just
Yeah.
the town, you know, like
Yeah.
you see it that, but
Yeah,
But if-
but I would think that they would take it down because they'd have people there all the time.
And then that's the same thing as with political signs.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're
that
not
was
gonna
another
start,
one.
we're
you
not
had to
gonna
have
start
2
doing
weeks.
that because there are laws, though. The state has laws. You can only put it on public property, private property, can't be on public property.
That's right.
And as soon as the election is done, the next day, they're supposed to be collecting all
Right.
these signs. that-
So
getting rid of the
Sunday,
garbage. Correct?
That's absolutely right.
what was going on Sunday at the park? And somebody had a political sign up,
Yes, they're,
but I
Is it
mean, they
still
picked it
there?
up. I don't know. I
Okay.
noticed it, but I think it's gone because I would have noticed it because I was gonna go take it
I'll
off.
be honest, I forgot the gentleman that called me. I know it was a Democratic group. They came, they used the pavilion, which I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, that's fine, you can use the pavilion, we don't mind.
Yeah,
But I explicitly told them, I was like, any signs you have, you must take with you.
right.
And don't leave your trash in the park, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Which is a proper thing to do. I mean, that's just common sense.
That's right.
Shouldn't have to tell people,
No,
just like you're supposed to pick up your dog's poop. You shouldn't have to tell people. By the way, talking about that, do we have receptacles in the parks where people can pick up their dog poop and put it in?
there should be. I believe when I first came here, there were. Are they not out now?
I don't
I
know.
do, I've seen them. I
Yeah.
know there's one at the public.
Yes, there is. That one I did see, but
Yeah.
over here by the pavilion,
I
do they
don't
have
know.
one?
I don't think there is a stand there, no,
No.
no. Looking for a stand there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's something I can do.
And, you know, especially where it goes down to the water, people are letting their dogs poop near there
The ones that are letting their dog poop there and not picking it up.
I told a woman, and you know what she told me?
Wow, you should have picked it up and thrown it at her. and said,
Ew.
"There you go."
Mind your own goddamn business. So now I
That's
don't say a
terrible.
goddamn word now. We got people in another town, they walk this dog walk thing there.
Mhm.
When they get to the bridge, they get their bags, they picked it up. But when they get there to the bridge, they fling the bags and there's a tree there that's full of these doggy bags.
Oh,
I'm telling you, and why doesn't the police in that town put somebody on plain clothes and sit on a park bench and watch these people do that and pick them up and arrest them? After you arrest 4 or 5 of them, the word travels fast, you know,
Yeah.
They think it's funny.
evidently. If they go by and
Weren't you a teenager?
these are adults.
Yeah.
Well, then
These
there's no
aren't
excuse.
kids, these are adults in
Yeah.
this.
yeah.
The tree looks like a Christmas tree, full of doggy poop. That terrible?
Well, between that and the geese poop.
Well, that's just as bad.
Oh,
Terrible.
so really, you can't tell the difference. So the dog shitter, it was at the goose.
Well, I can tell.
Oh,
dog shit.
you can tell.
You can
Yes,
tell.
you
Well, the first time I seen them, I'm like, God, well, who's letting their dog shit? Come to find out it was goose shit.
It was.
I was like, ah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's another story.
Yeah, yeah.
We gotta, I
So
don't
wait a minute, you were saying that you weren't ready to, second it or anything.
well,
Because
because of
Small
the,
signs, yes.
because of the home occupation
Right.
signs. I don't
I'm
think
not-
they should,
I don't think we should regulate that,
or, okay, so then we have to. say-
unless you want to regulate the size.
The size of home occupation, there is,
There is on there?
yes.
Okay.
It's,
Where is it?
it's 3 square feet.
Yeah, that's nothing. I don't think they should have to pay a fee.
Okay, so we have,
I'm
So
saying
This
commercial
is what we
sign.
have here is what you're gonna probably keep then, right? Because it doesn't have a fee on there.
Right.
right,
Commercial signs should have a fee.
right. Well, is home occupation?
Nah, that's,
Depends how big the sign is, doesn't it?
well,
But
Well, I don't know.
if it's a business,
3x3, what is it?
Well, they're all a business,
right,
so
so,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's all a business.
right, a home occupation would be a
It
business.
has to be on their building, can't be on the sidewalk, it can't be,
Why don't
On
you
the
shoot,
cart, right? You guys don't regulate that, right? Nothing like on a vendor cart, right?
No,
no.
um,
Why don't you
The
just
thing's a
do
trailer. How big of a sign can they
low
put on that?
Number, like for a fee,
I'd be surprised.
and have the dimensions as well. You know, not to exceed 2x3 or 4x5, no,
6
4x5.
2x3 is 6 square feet.
So would that be big enough?
That's plenty
You
big.
know what I say, if you say like the exceptions, like say whatever fee, but not exorbitant, like
Yeah.
175.
I know the one, as you're going out of
25,
town on
50.
105, she's got a sign,
25.
but then when you're coming from the other way, no, excuse me, she's got like 5 or 6 signs there, bing, 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 bing.
2x3. All right,
She
so
hurting anybody? Probably not.
right,
how about we go with the home occupations, like a minimum, the $25 and not to exceed 2x3? I'm just throwing it out there.
well, I think we have we've got 3 square, oh,
No, this one's 4x5. Where
home occupation is 3 square.
3 square feet.
and that's
It's,
not 2x3.
2x3 is 6 square feet.
So what do we want? 2x3, right? 4x5 is 20 square feet,
So they don't need a sign that big.
right? So isn't 2x3
2x2,
2x2?
that's 4 square feet. That's plenty big. That's plenty big for a home thing.
4 square feet.
All right, so because it was 3.
I don't even see this.
1 times 3, 1 foot by
Okay.
3 feet,
It was 3 square feet,
that's 3 square feet.
right?
What are we doing?
So we're going, now we want bigger?
Yeah, I'd give him an extra square
So
foot.
what are we doing?
4
I
square
think
feet.
that's,
4 square feet?
that's plenty adequate.
Well, that's 2x2.
2x2.
2 by 2.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
said.
plenty big.
Okay, 2x2 at 4 square feet. And what about the fee?
Okay, so any sign, how could we do that? Any sign not exceeding 4 square feet would be
$25.
$25.
That's fair. I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
So can we go back to the first motion of the commercial and then get it, so I can get a second on that one?
All
Okay,
right. I'll second that. Sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Can I?
Yeah, you can I.
Okay,
Aye.
okay, so we got that one. So this was
You
voted.
and I were only 3, so you gotta.
Look at the sign I just put up.
Oh, you did? All right, so the other one was,
Now we gotta go to the home
yeah,
occupation.
home occupation.
So home occupation and residential signs,
Well, what was the one we just did?
that's the one we're gonna
Commercial.
do, make a motion on. We just did the commercial.
Commercial.
Which was
175.
175. Okay.
Okay, so now we're
Now,
gonna,
now I make a motion for the 2x2 or 4 square foot
Home
signs for
occupation.
home occupation. The permit fee will be $25.
not to exceed 4 square feet will be.
Correct.
Right.
And that's good as long as they're in business.
That, yeah,
So if they have a barber shop or a little hair salon,
that's right.
as long as they don't change the venue. Once you
Yeah.
change the venue,
Yeah.
you gotta get a new sign.
But that's the residential for
Yeah.
home occupation.
Yep.
Okay. We
Gee, I can
we
start-
did a lot of work.
I
I
gotta
think.
start a massage. I thought that'd be pretty good for them.
Shit.
I don't think there's anything really much.
Whoops.
We've done with signs, aren't we? Because we're gonna,
Pretty good cash business.
Yeah. Oh, what do we got here? Childcare, part-time basis, I mean, cares.
Home occupation also would cover,
There's all kinds of. stuff.
a little daycare for.
You know what, I have
person
St.
that takes care of
J's.
2, 3 kids.
Well,
We got something separate for that.
we got something. This bylaw, care of a child on a part-time basis shall mean care of a school-aged child for not more than 4 hours a day. These limits shall not include children who reside in the residence of the caregiver, except these part-time school-aged children may be cared for on a full-day basis during school closing days, snow days, and vacation days, which occur during the school year. And during the school summer vacations, up to 12 children may be cared for, provided that at least 6 of these children are school age and a second staff person is present and on duty when the number of children is.
And I'm sure.
But this is for an actual child care.
Childcare.
And this is not a home.
I mean, you're only allowed to do this on a part-time basis. The state has rules and regulations.
That's right. They have their own rules.
So,
right? Good.
What we have there, I think
Yeah,
is
right.
fine.
They, correct, because they're gonna have to.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing there we have to change.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably based on some state regulations anyways.
Deleted from definitions and inserted here. Yeah, so. Yeah, because there's VSA, whatever, state stuff in here.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
So that was the end of page 22 of the, well, you did the family care, child care homes.
yep.
That's all, is that all, that's all signs, right? The next one isn't, next page sign, is it?
No, that was,
No.
mine was childcare, then it's
Yes.
residential care. and-
Yeah, so that's nothing for signs.
No, no, we're all done with.
No, we're all
Yeah,
done with something.
right.
And Joel's been doing the rest of it.
Some of it, yeah, I
Yeah.
know that's where we left off with signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's gone even beyond that.
Yeah, he's got, we're at the travel trailers here.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he's.
travel
he's-
trails.
Yeah,
It was just a signage that we were going to discuss.
Right, right. So my question is now, what are we doing with this? Is Joel gonna read this?
Well, Joel, we can,
Okay.
he can give him the information on the signage that we decided on and put that in his paperwork.
Yep.
And I think he's almost done.
I believe so.
well, yeah, I think.
I think the
well,
signage thing was the last thing that we had to talk about.
I recall, that was it.
That was it.
We just need to get this to him. He'll add in the wording, then we'll send
Yeah.
it to the attorney. Then
Yeah.
they'll give us the blessing, we'll go to select board, and then we're done.
Okay. I think we're
Alright.
done. I think we're done with this.
So, any other business? I keep thinking.
Well, you can be chair.
No.
All right, so there's no other business,
No.
right?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Oh, did we,
Oh, you did it.
Hold up.
what, did we,
We got one other thing.
ratify the,
Minutes.
minutes
Oh,
of the
no, no, no,
previous
no, no,
meeting?
right, it's not here, yeah, other business, yeah. Minutes.
So you'll see on the second page, and I'm sorry to be a stickler for the rules, but I have to follow them just like anybody else. You'll see my comment on the second page. I just need the board to approve the minutes. And that this update is okay, as silly and as simple as it is.
Oh, when you do talk to Beth,
Mhm.
I want to see copies of the permits
Okay,
in order to make sure that they've been properly addressed as far as, you know, their lot lines and all this stuff, you know what I mean?
yeah,
All she has to do is make a quick copy and.
yeah,
Well,
to have all
I think,
that in there, right?
Well, those are probably right here. Anyways,
What?
those permits. And usually they're filed here.
Oh, so,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
talking about this now, where do we stand now on generators? Just,
Oh, yeah, that was a great one. Ask about that.
Yeah.
Generators, I forgot all about that.
yeah, so where are we at? Are we gonna put something special
Oh,
about
yeah.
generators or?
Did
Just
Pierre
leave
get
it
a
alone.
letter?
No, I think because it's an energy thing, I don't know that we can,
I don't know much about it. When I was thinking generator, I was thinking just.
a generator.
Yeah, a generator or nothing bigger than what the fire department has.
I know,
But if
I
you're
know,
talking a Caterpillar pad mount generator,
Yeah,
those
that's-
things are,
Yeah.
half the.
You might need a
As
permit.
big
for that.
as-
You should have a permit to even have,
it'd be as wide as this table and as from here to there.
Yeah.
and really tall.
A hundred KW generator, 400 amp.
I mean, you'll hear it.
Oh, well, no, they're not that bad now. They're totally enclosed, sound attenuated. They don't make that much noise.
Okay.
But as far as I'm concerned, we don't have many in this town to start with, so in an emergency, if Pierre did have one, that's a place for people who have been out of heat now for all day can go there in an emergency and get warmed up, and we don't have that here in this town. It used to be the Legion, and that Legion no longer does this anymore. All we have is the fire station and the town hall. That's all we have. Town hall doesn't have cooking facilities. When we had the Legion, we were very fortunate because they have cooking facilities, they had places where people could sleep.
Why doesn't the Legion have it?
Because the town didn't want to pay for the use of it anymore as an emergency response building.
Why, you gotta pay them even if you don't use it?
Yes.
To the owner, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They can charge whatever they want, yeah.
I mean,
For all year round, and you
That is
might not
correct.
even use it, and you still pay them.
Just like insurance, only we use ours here.
you don't have a kitchen facility here. You can't do nothing for them except a place for them to sleep on a cot and maybe stay warm.
The only, yeah, I mean, there's nothing concentric in this building, right? It's divided between the fire department and here, right? And the reason this is a part of the length is because we have shower services, and this is where the emergency operations center would
Yeah,
be. That's the
And they
only
got
reason.
toilets.
Toilets, and then we would have plenty of space.
Very
for sleeping.
restrictive at the fire station also.
Right, yeah.
So when we had the Legion, we were very fortunate because they had fixed up their whole downstairs
Yeah, remember?
and the town let it go. So instead of the town spending big bucks, when you have kitchen facilities right there and an emergency response, I mean, I don't know why the.
What are you talking about, Pierre's?
No, I'm talking about the Legion.
Oh, I know, Legion sounded good, but fortunately, I've never heard of using it since I've been here. Have you?
Well, I bet you there's,
Nobody's ever had to
I
use
bet
it.
you there's a lot of people that just got flooded out in the Midwest and all they had left to go to was their school. And some of them have kitchen facilities and some of them don't. I mean,
All schools have kitchen facilities. They have to.
even this one?
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never been in the school, so I don't know.
Actually, a lot of the towns around here, from what I've realized, the school is the secondary location.
Yeah, but do they have a big generator to run the kitchen and run the school?
Well, I can tell you they're supposed to.
They
I can
don't.
tell you they don't,
I'm just gonna say that. They do not have one.
because on the limp last year when I was filling it out, it said they had a generator, and I went to the principal's office and I said, hey, do you guys have this? And right as I was meeting with her, the power went out.
Oh, no.
And I said, well, you got a generator, right? No.
No. So, you know what I mean? This is something that the select board and along with maybe us that come up with a plan here. It's part of the hazardous mitigation plan. Where do people go to have the amenities that they need to keep their emergency equipment going, their oxygenator? You know, people have equipment that they rely on to live.
Okay, so is Pierre, this is the one Pierre wants, hands down, he's not gonna go any smaller, this is the one he wants.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if he can get money for it, he's not paying that kind of money.
No, he's trying to get a grant.
Right.
'Cause I
So,
was also saying even. though
so
he
you know
hasn't-
what? If he can get a grant, why does the Legion go for the grant?
The other thing I would say is the town where I'm working on the MERC grant. I've got everything finished for it. I'm just waiting on the state to open up the application. The MERC grant is $500,000. I've already had an auditor come out and tell me the exact kind of generator we need here
Where
in this building.
Yeah,
Um,
Oh, yeah, you need a big generator.
Yep. and you know, the state's gonna fit the bill, which is great. I'm just waiting for the application to open.
Yeah. That
It's
would
ready to
be, that
go.
would be great.
And,
well, then when we get the third floor done and we have our kitchen.
yep, there you go.
I don't even think
Or second floor.
Melinda's place has a generator.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do?
Mhm.
So they can run their kitchen and everything.
Yep. They have a generator.
So that's good
Yep.
for them. Yeah.
We have a generator.
You have to, don't you, kind of?
Well, yeah, to keep
But how
open.
are 100 people to go in there gonna do with one
I'm-
bathroom?
I'm not letting 100 people in my building, just so you know. My bathroom, not with what I'm paying for water and sewer.
No, I
know why she's on the board. Oh.
I'm not anymore.
Now we heard the rest of the story.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. Do you know how many people walk into my store and go to the bathroom whenever there's a parade or
Oh,
whatever?
I know
or
that.
They're just, whatever.
Stand in line.
Yeah.
50 cents each.
Huh?
Did somebody really take your place on the water and sewer? Bruce, no way.
Yeah.
Bruce, finally.
Hey.
Welcome
Good for
aboard.
you.
Okay,
All right.
so I guess we'll leave the generator thing alone for now and
Yeah, 'cause
if
he's
it,
gonna
I'm
come-
just gonna tell Pierre to go ahead and apply and just let the town know what he's doing and if there's no,
Well, and
it'll be posted.
Well, and then like Reno was asking him, where's he gonna put the tank?
well,
The fuel tank is part of the generator.
Oh, it is. So
It's all one unit,
and if the, you know,
double wall fuel tank, the whole 9 yards.
and if the planning board is just, you know, he can submit the permit, right? But it might just go to the DRB too.
Yeah, he'll lose one of his parking spots for this unit.
Yeah.
Now, I suggested to him,
Now that's another problem.
get the generator, get it with its own fuel cell, and it's on a trailer. Then you don't have to get permission from anybody,
But where you gonna put it?
right in one of his parking spots.
Mm,
You can't stop him. How can you stop him? It's on wheels.
I think that's one of those things that we've discussed before, just because.
Well, show me in here
Yeah,
where you can't.
I think because, people say they'll build the shack or whatever, and they'll say,
But we'll
Well,
put it
it's-
on,
we'll put it on wheels, and that way.
I'm not saying that he can't be taxed for it if it's in your assessor's,
So my other question is parking. As the business, he has to have so many,
no, there was no regulations for him for parking.
it was for me,
Show-
when I,
Show me.
maybe not. Okay, I don't know.
I know there is for like apartments. like
Oh,
I've had to
apartments.
Deal with.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mike
yep.
over here.
And that dollar store, well, if they wanted people to go there, they had to have so many parking spots. I don't think we regulated them to have 20 spots. Some places do.
Actually, that's honestly, compared to everything we talk about in zoning, that is one of the most contentious.
Oh,
hot-button topics
very, very.
For communities is parking spots, how many parking spots are here? I know my city, we had, for the longest time, we had Shopco, right? And they had to have so many parking spots. Well, eventually they ratified that and changed that because, Shopco doesn't actually use that many spots, lo and behold, right?
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
But
something you guys could always add. if you wanted
Affordable
to.
generator. It's registered. It's got wheels. You can hook onto it and unplug it and away you go. And
I think somebody steals it.
You never know out
Whoops.
here.
but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I have at my house. 100-gallon diesel fuel generator,
I go, oh, Honda.
50,000 watts.
Okay, so we were at the, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so, do we make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
hit
That
the
was a good
knee.
meeting.
Well, sorry, I was such a pain in the beginning.
we used to it.
Before, Mark.
Jeez.
But it needed to be said.
That's fine, I get like that too.
We need to
Well, and now we
find
go.
out what the protocol is here and on who is responsible for this and that. And this is the first time that I've really heard that this is her responsibility. She's got to do this.
Yeah.
And,
Can,
and when somebody new comes on the board, this should be all explained to them.
Bruce, we'll see you.
Bye, Bruce.
Jeannie,
Hi, Bruce.
What?
Oh,
does the board have to say anything tomorrow for me to bring me on board? Do they have to appoint me?
No, I'll have a birthday cake for you just because you're coming on board.
Do I have to come to the meeting?
wait, tomorrow? What?
No,
No,
it's the third.
Wednesday,
The
right?
third Tuesday.
The third Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, for the select board.
But the
No.
select board this Wednesday would have to appoint you, so I'll need to put that
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Bruce.
You
Yeah.
know,
I'm glad we got you.
just going by the rules.
Mhm.